Thank you for joining us today. Please rise for the processional.
Good morning, and as Marshal of the University, it's a pleasure to welcome you to the investiture of the 8th President of Capital Technology University, Dr. Bradford L. Sims. I now call this ceremony to order. Please be seated. So I call to the podium Hayden Land, Chairman-elect of the Board of Trustees, who will give the welcome.
On behalf of the Capital Technology University Board of Trustees and Administration, I welcome all our esteemed guests attending the Investiture program of our 8th President, Dr. Bradford L. Sims. We thank you for having spared your valuable time to be here today for this very important event. I am delighted to be with you all and especially honored to provide the welcoming remarks. I wish to initially recognize Brad's parents, Orrin and Betsy Sims, Brad's wife and daughters, Holly, Summer, and Molly Sims. We have some elected officials with us today, Maryland Senator Douglas Peters, and Craig Moe, Mayor of Laurel. We also have Tina Biarkle from Mikiwa. I would like to acknowledge the participation of my fellow trustees that are in the audience. Additional trustees will be introduced as part of the program. We have Trustee Susan Gerber-Baring, Trustee Kelly Brown, Trustee Melvin Greer, Trustee Curtis Livingston, Trustee Mike Plass, and Trustee Elliot Schatzman. I wish also to give special thanks to all of the individuals participating in the agenda that can be found in the Investiture program handout that you have. Now, as I stand before you here today, I can talk back in August 2016. I was selected as the chair of the Presidential Search Committee. The search lasted just under 8 months. We received 50 applications and ultimately selected the 3 best candidates for formal on-campus interviews. As I stand before you today, having become much more familiar with President Sims' leadership style, decision-making ability, creative thinking, business and academia savviness, and sincerity, I am 100% confident we made an exceptional decision in hiring him. The Board of Trustees are very encouraged with the renewed direction that Capital Technology University is now heading under the leadership of our new president. Once again, we all extend a note of hearty welcome to everyone gathered. And President Dr. Bradley L. Sims, I personally want to congratulate you on your investment activity today. Thank you all, and enjoy the program.
Please join me in standing and singing the national anthem performed by John Washington and Sarah Van Horn.
At the
and we got to hear them do it in rehearsal as well. You may now be seated. I call forward Dr. Jack C. Maynard to bring remarks.
Good morning. It truly is an honor to be here today to participate in the investiture of Dr. Bradley L. Sims as the 8th president at Capital Technical University. My role in the ceremony is to introduce both Brad Sims and President Sims. I've known Brad for several years. We were able to attract him to Indiana State several years ago to be Dean of our College of Technology, and I'll tell you a little bit about that later. I'd like to start out a little bit about the personal Brad. Brad was born and raised in Northwest Indiana, the only child of Betsy and Leroy Sims. Brad attended Laurel High School and was a good student. He liked astronomy, geography, and history. I don't know how he became an engineer with that background, but he did. He also played golf. I was told he was a good golfer in high school, but I can assure you he's not a good golfer now. Someone born and raised in Indiana is called a Hoosier. In most states, you understand what a nickname means. No one knows what a Hoosier is. You look it up and there's just total confusion. Sometimes it's a compliment, sometimes it's a somewhat derogatory term. It's kind of evolved over time to kind of represent Midwestern values. And it usually means someone who's hardworking, honest, and genuine. And I do think, with that definition, Brad is a Hoosier. He attended Purdue University for his bachelor's degree in construction management. He then attended University of Florida and completed a master's degree in building construction. And he returned to Purdue to complete his doctoral degree in curriculum instruction. Back in the early 90s, Brad was working in Georgia, and he met another misplaced Midwesterner. Her name was Holly. The two of them found that they had a few things in common and began spending a lot of time together. That relationship grew, and they became husband and wife. They are now blessed with two lovely daughters, Holly's his wife, Summer and Molly. Summer, Molly, Holly, there's a relationship there, girls. Both of these girls are very active in and out of school, and Holly spends a lot of time just keeping up with them. The Sims family also has a special relationship with Dobermans, especially rescued Dobermans. I'm not sure how many dogs they have rescued over time, but you usually can find one or two Dobermans in the house, and that wakes you up when you walk in the house when two Dobermans rush at you. Brad's career has been quite diverse. He has served in a variety of roles around the world. His non-academic roles include project control engineer, a cost engineer, project control supervisor, computer and network administrator, surveying instructor, owner developer of a website on curriculum education, on construction education. He still maintains this website. And the Assistant Secretary General for the International Council for Research and Innovation in Building Construction, and that was in the Netherlands. He did all these jobs prior to completing his doctoral degree. For many reasons, he was eventually attracted to the academic world. This world gave new meaning to his interest in building things and his sense of curiosity. His academic roles include assistant professor at the University of Florida, assistant associate and full professor and department chairperson at Western Carolina University, where he led the development of a construction management program and helped attract over 400 majors in just 5 years. He was professor and dean of the College of Technology at Indiana State University. His leadership helped the college increase its enrollment by 75% in less than 4 years. He was a chief academic officer at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Worldwide Campus, where his leadership helped turn around a 2-year enrollment decline and led to the development of over 25 new programs that were delivered worldwide. He also managed to serve as interim chancellor 1 year at Embry-Riddle, where he continued to perform his role as chief academic officer. That's a pretty good resume for someone about to retire. But I think, no, that's the resume of your new young president. In each and every job or position that he's held, Brad's been successful. He has a track record as a proven leader. I took this opportunity to reconnect with some of the folks Brad has worked with over the years and asked them in a word or two to describe Brad. These are some of the common terms or phrases they gave. Well-grounded with a good sense, with good common sense. Visionary, innovative, ethical, optimistic, a belief that we can be better than we are. And everyone said in one way or another, a nice guy, treats everyone with respect, someone always fun to be with. When I asked Brad to join us at Indiana State as Dean of our College of Technology, I was provost at that time, and I was looking for someone to light a fire under a college that kind of had lost their direction. They'd become pretty complacent. I wanted someone to recreate that sense of innovation, to bring some optimism back about the future, and a belief that the college could turn things around and create new programs to attract students. It was not without challenges, but Brad moved the college forward in just a few short years. We developed new degrees, new partnerships, increased private support for the college, our enrollment increased, our accreditations got stronger as we moved toward ABET, and those are just a few of those successes. I knew we couldn't keep him very long at Indiana State University. When he and I discussed the opportunity at Embry-Riddle, I knew that was a perfect fit for him. He took that role and did a great job of growing enrollments, developing partnerships, and again, developing new degree programs. His leadership was great for Embry-Riddle, and that global experience was also great in his development. When he and I began discussing the presidency, it was clear he was ready to make that next move. When we talked about Capital Technical University, it seemed like a good fit for his skill set and the challenges that are here. I am so excited that the board selected Brad Sims to be your next president. With the success that he has had at every role he has performed, I am so confident that he's the right leader for Capital, and his leadership will strengthen the important role that Capital Technical plays here in the Beltway. Thank you.
The faculty have asked that I bring greetings on their behalf. Dr. Sims, we, the faculty, welcome you to Capital. You may have noticed that Capital is not like most schools. We're proud of our tradition as a hands-on small university focused on learning. We ask you to deeply consider what we are as you craft a course for what we shall become. The past illuminates the future, and while everyone has a role, we as faculty are by definition the core of learning. We've come a long ways from our 1927's origins as a radio correspondence school. You now helm a university that has 165 faculty, including 14 full-time professors, covering 21 degrees, with more coming, and reaching 745 current students. Teaching is as much an act of labor as it is about knowledge. Where there's faculty growth, there's university growth. Where students are able to interact with professors in real time, goals get accomplished. When students run into academic difficulties or fall down the rabbit hole of unguided inquiry, that is where faculty can assist them back onto learning paths. I'd mentioned our origins as a correspondence school, and in many ways, the new online directions are reviving those early 1900s methods. Key in this sea change of the role that universities play is that in adopting the new, you have to retain your core and remember that the goal is educated students and that the tool is the faculty. There is so much more to learning than simply providing materials and assessments, and building that connection between students and faculty is something that we at Capital do very well. As we move forward, we ask that you consider the strengths that your faculty bring to the university. Moving into the next decade, we, the faculty, are aware of and adapting to the new educational channels and mediums, particularly online. But ultimately, Capital is based on ensuring teachers can reach and communicate with students as individuals. That is our distinction and our strength, and ensuring that strong connection must be maintained. May you accept our suggestions and insights, new and ongoing, in the positive manner intended. We welcome you to Capital. I wish to welcome to the podium Caitlin Alexander, current computer science student and president of SLab, the Student Leadership Advisory Board, who will bring greetings from the student body.
Hello all and welcome. My name is Caitlin Alexander, elected president of the Student Leadership Advisory Board, also known as SLab here at Capital Technology. On behalf of the student body, I welcome Dr. Sims to our tight-knit community of hardworking students, faculty, and staff, groups who truly embody our motto, find a way or make one. I welcome you to a community of powerful students who challenge each other and the professors every day. I welcome you to students who are constantly creating, hoping to build a better tomorrow through the trials of today. In addition, I welcome you to an institution where the professors take time out of their days to ensure students fully understand course materials, where students and professors alike spend hours of their free time building payloads and other experimental materials in hope of creating useful innovations for the future. We look forward to your continued contributions to the success and excellence of this institution to make our capital that much greater. Your years of experience and academic expertise has and will continue to insist in maintaining Capital's diligence and excellence. On behalf of the student body and the Capital community, I welcome you, Dr. Bradford Sims, as the 8th president of this exceptional institution.
Our students are awesome. I wish to welcome to the podium Herman Felder, class of 2010, with a Bachelor's of Science in Information Assurance, class of 2012, with a Master's of Science in Information Assurance, and current doctoral candidate, a threefer, who will bring greetings from the alumni.
Good morning, guests, students, staff, faculty. My name is Herman Felder, Jr. It's an honor for me to speak to you today at the investiture of Dr. Bradford Sims as the president of Capital Technology University. As I think about Capital, to me, Capital has not only been an institution for academic learning, but it's also a family. I had the privilege of joining the Capital family in the summer of 2006 as an incoming freshman in the NASA Prep program. We were dubbed the last NASA Prep. I continued on with my Capital to graduate with my undergrad degree in 2010, my master's in 2012, and looking to finish my PhD this year, 2018. To put it into sports terms, I'm looking for a Capital three-peat. The love and support that I've received from Capital has not only been from the students, but also staff and leadership. I had the honor to meet Dr. Bradford Sims during the last CSP day. It was a short conversation, but stuck with me is the way that he cared not only about my academic life, but my personal life. He gave me sound advice of being a father, to being prepared for long nights and early mornings of changing diapers and feedings, and also cherishing the moments that you have with your little one. Right now, my son is currently almost a month, and now I think I'm starting to get adjusted to the life of parenthood. It's these moments that you're able to share with your leadership that I would like Dr. Sims or any other staff or faculty to keep that value and to keep it going in Capital. As I close, I would like to say to Dr. Sims to keep the family of Capital growing, pass on advice to students that you may see in the hallways or even in the Student Center, to continue to be the head of this family and not the tail. On behalf of myself, students of the doctoral program, and alumni, I would like to officially welcome you to the family. May God bless you in your years here at Capital.
I wish to welcome to the podium Dr. Helen Barker, Vice President of Academic Affairs, and Dr. Naif Abu-Ajil, Academic Dean for the robing of the President with the official presidential regalia, and I asked Dr. Sims to join them. Backstory time. So, most regalia designates the wearer's academic credentials. It takes a while to set up. At this time, Dr. Sims is removing his earned regalia and is replacing it with regalia emblematic of his rank and authority. it's play-by-play. Great. Okay. And again, the removal of the earned regalia represents replacing it with the regalia emblematic of his rank and authority. The presidential regalia is in the university's colors of red and black, representing the polarity of the electrical spectrum. Bet you didn't know that little factoid. So the lamp of knowledge appears on the front of a Greek delta, which signifies the concept of change. The motto in Latin is translated as either find a way or make one. 1927 represents the establishment of Capital Radio Engineering Institute, or CREI. 1964 represents the transition to offering bachelor degrees and becoming Capital Institute of Technology. And 2014 represents the transition to a university. We have a brief pause for pictures. This only happens once. This is live. Okay, you remain standing. At this time, members of our community will present Dr. Sims with precious relics of the university. Thank you, sir. I wish to welcome to the podium Mr. John Detra, class of 1968 with a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering Technology, member of the Board of Trustees, and Secretary of the Corporation.
Dr. Sims, it is my honor to present to you the seal which is used to emboss the important documents in order to show the document is certified by and agreed upon by the Board of Trustees. I guess this is it. Take care. Thank you. All right, thank you.
I now wish to welcome to the podium Mr. Nishit Vaidya, class of 2010, Masters of Science in Information Assurance.
Dr. Sims, it is my honor to present to you a photograph of the students at Capital Radio Engineering Institute. The photograph connects Capital to a time when we were located within the District of Columbia and fulfilled the educational needs of the military in the field of communication.
I can't carry this.
I know. There we go.
You know, Dr. Sims is doing a great job already tidying things up and tucking things in. I wish to welcome to the podium Ms. Diane O'Neill, class of 1996, Masters of Science in Systems Management, current doctoral candidate, and Senior Vice President of Enrollment, Management, and Marketing.
Dr. Sims, it's my honor to present to you a photograph in the pen from the signing of the legislation that helped fund the building of this Laurel campus. The Laurel campus was a milestone in the university's history. Welcome.
I wish to welcome to the podium Mr. James Pildis, current student pursuing his Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering.
Dr. Sims, at this time I would like to present to you the Han Solo encased in carbonite. Han Solo encases the epitome of the find a way or make one mentality on campus, as well as our thriving geek culture.
I now wish to welcome to the podium Professor Jason Pittman, Vice President of the Faculty Senate.
Dr. Sims, it's my extreme honor to present you with the University Mace. The mace is a symbol of authority, and there's an inherent irony in asking me to speak about authority. And I gave it a lot of thought. Authority over what? Authority to do what? And I ultimately decided that the words of the great Japanese swordsman Miyamoto Musashi spoke loudly. When you know the way, you can see it in all things. Take the mace, and with it the authority of the university, and show us the way.
I now ask Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Harvey Weiss, and Dr. Bradford Sims to come to the podium.
By virtue of the authority of the University Board of Directors, I commit to you the university's founding and governing documents. And place over your shoulders the seal of the university, the symbol of high office which you now hold. As the chairman of the board of directors, and an active member of the selection committee, I have known Dr. Sims since he was first engaged with the university. During this period of time, Dr. Sims and I, as well as the other trustees, spent a considerable amount of time reviewing the strategies, operations, and familiarizing him with the university. I can honestly state to you that the trustees of Capital Technology University possess a great deal of confidence in him and his leadership skills. I now present the 8th president of Capital Technology University.
One moment, emotional moment, lost track of that. I now present President Dr. Brad Sims.
I don't have too many pages. First, I want to thank Dr. Maynard, who obviously has been a mentor of mine through the academic community for years, and he's been a mentor of many people who went on to leadership positions across the United States. And thanks for his words, and he could have said a lot more that would have been embarrassing, but he didn't. So welcome everybody, welcome students, alumni, staff, faculty, and guests. And thank you for joining this celebration of the university, and that's what it's about. It's about the university and where it's going. Capital Technology University is a great institution with a strong history since 1927 of providing education that prepares graduates to be leaders in the technical industry. The strength of the connection between the academic preparation provided to students and career is part of what drew me to Capital Tech. It's my own personal experience in industry and my technical degrees in construction management that really is part of what is the technical university strength. My father, who's sitting in the front row, influenced my decision to choose a STEM degree back a long time ago in the 80s. And he understood this from the value of working at Inland Steel Corporation for 35 years. And I also have a personal love for computers. My first computer was a Commodore 64 that my grandmother bought me. And it had a tape drive. So from there on, I've had a lot of other computers. From starting my career in industrial construction project management to building new academic programs at several universities, and most importantly, working closely with industry, my focus has been refined over the years. It's been refined to being able to provide a solid education that allows students of all ages to obtain a great career, which allows them to take care of themselves and their families. And that's what I like to give back at being at the university. I believe Capital Tech is a great place in history and location, and not to only continue its success from this point in time, but to grow in programs and size to meet industry's needs. As you have already seen on the way in, there's a new residence hall being constructed, 222 beds. It opens up this fall. Our graduates are doing well. On average, 85% of our undergraduate students find high-paying employment within 90 days of graduation. Students in the Cyber Battle Lab practice the techniques and strategies they will use in industry every day. The Astronautical Engineering program practices a crawl, run, walk pedagogy where students first work on high-altitude payloads, and as their knowledge and problem-solving skills increase, students then move on to work in more complex projects, ultimately building and launching payloads on sounding rockets of NASA facilities. In order to strengthen and sustain this great institution, we must engage in a period of growth. New programs are being launched that fulfill industry needs in the fields directly related to our mission, and that drives the nation's economy as well. One new area is unmanned systems applications. It explores flight, ground, and underwater applications that allow industries to move more efficiently, effectively, and safely to complete their missions. Capital Tech will be educating undergraduates, masters, and doctoral students to meet those needs and address the challenges associated with this burgeoning field. Our cybersecurity programs began at a time when securing information and networks were not household concerns years ago. And now our doctorate in cybersecurity is one of our largest enrolled programs. Our new programs in data science have the potential to mirror our success in cybersecurity. Data science, including the collection and ethical use of information to enhance services and streamline industry practices, is a field that is growing substantially. And Capital Tech will once again be educating the undergraduate, master's, and doctoral students to meet those needs and address the challenges that are recognized today, and new challenges will be identified in the future. Capital Tech need not stray from our mission to grow and strengthen, but we must grow and have already implemented this plan. Education as a sector has changed dramatically over the last decade and will continue to change. Fewer students pursue education purely for the joy of learning or the promised transformation of thinking. Many more students seek a direct connection between their learning and their career objectives. Capital Tech has been situated to meet the goals of both today's students and today's industry. Engineering, technology, cybersecurity, data science, critical infrastructure industries, and management of those industries are seeking talent. A lack of talent results in stunted economic growth and reduced innovation. It is unlikely that the talent needs for these industries can be fulfilled with traditional education alone. Universities such as ours must be welcoming to non-traditional learners, adult learners, career changers, military students, who must work while attending school. Expanding Capital Tech's online learning by offering rigorous and engaging content in an asynchronous format will provide opportunity to those who cannot access their traditional model of learning. Asynchronous learning will make degrees more available to our active military, working adults, and young people who have responsibilities to family and careers that make a campus education inaccessible to them. While institutions serve a multitude of students, education is really about an individual's experience. Offering both campus-based learning and asynchronous online learning allows individual students to choose the experience that best meets their personal, educational, and career goals. This is Capital's 91st year of existence. The find a way or make one mentality that carries the institution and its students is strong. I believe by expanding our degree programs and education modalities, Capital will enter its 100th year as a vibrant and prosperous institution that remains true to our mission. And that is to educate individuals for professional opportunities in engineering, computer and information sciences, technology, and business. It's an exciting time to be part of Capital Tech. So keep watch, join me on our ride to our 100th anniversary, 2027. And at the end of May, we're launching our complete new website, so please check us out on May 31st. It's going to be something. The folks working on it are here today, Alliance. I appreciate that. And as our new website's going to say, it's going to be Learn, Build, Succeed, and that's going to be the way we're moving. So I want to thank you, and thank you for being here today. And most importantly, obviously, I want to thank my family for attending, because they've been with me all along. And if it wasn't for them and their support, I wouldn't be where I am today, so I appreciate everything they've done for me. So thank you all.
As Marshal of the University, I declare this investiture ceremony to be concluded. So logistics, lunch is immediately as follows. Delegates and ticketed guests in the Puente Library lower level, faculty, staff, students, and alumni in the Student Center and outdoor patio. Please rise and remain standing during the recessional.